Hi, my name is Clifford Stumming. I'm the Pop Song Professor, and welcome to my channel. If you like your music to be a little bit deeper, then you've come to the right place. Today we're talking about Hard Times by Paramore. This was requested by several people over the past few days because they just put out the music video for it, and it means that Paramore is back. They're dropping a new album. I think it's in May. Or at least it's really soon. It's going to be awesome, I'm sure. My favorite Paramore songs are Ain't It Fun and Still Into You. I really like the style, and I think the part of the songs that I like as always just kind of comes down to Haley, the lead singer's voice. She's got an awesome voice, and just the tone she puts into it and the energy she puts into it is what I think makes every Paramore song a Paramore song. Now, I'm not like a huge fanboy fan of Paramore. They're a little bit too hardcore for me, but that being said, I do respect them as a band, and I do like what they come out with, and I'm excited to see what they come out with next. Now, before we jump into the lyrics, I want to remind you that this channel is actually brought to you by some really awesome patrons on Patreon, and if you want to join that group and get behind the scenes for some really cool podcasts, Google Hangouts as a group, or bonus podcasts about what songs mean, you should definitely check that out. It's going to be really cool. All right, and let's jump into the lyrics, but first let's talk about the music video. In the music video, we start by seeing this car kind of like run through this wall that's supposed to be like blue sky and clouds, and that kind of reminds me of the Truman Show, because in the Truman Show there was like this giant dome, and on the walls it was kind of like painted like the sky, and so it's almost like somebody's breaking through from the outside world and bringing in these hard times. The hard times is written in neon lights on the car, so it's like hard times, and it's a car crash too. Car crashes are definitely a hard time sort of event, and so they're coming in there. Now, Haley actually said in a quote to the New York Times, "You can run on the fumes of being a teenager for as long as you want, but eventually life hits you real hard." And so we get the feeling that Hard Times is about coming out of a sheltered teenage life where your parents often take care of you, and having to deal with the real world. It's basically hashtag adulting, but maybe there's a few special hard things that happen to her. In that article, she mentioned issues of depression and personal issues within the band. But as far as the lyrics go, verse 1, "All that I want is to wake up fine, tell me that I'm alright, that I ain't gonna die. All that I want is a hole in the ground. You can tell me when it's alright for me to come out." So essentially, she's talking about those hard times, and she's in the middle of them and wants it to get better. Chorus, "Hard times gonna make you wonder why you even try," so she wants to give up, and hard times might keep you down and just be satisfied with less than you could have. Gonna take you down and laugh when you cry, so they're gonna gloat over you. They're gonna make you feel just terrible, and I still don't know how I even survive. So she's questioning her own will to keep going. And I gotta get to rock bottom. And she kind of sings that portion a little bit differently. She almost like yells it, and there's like a little bit of a vocoder on it that makes it sound interesting. And so it's like she's saying, I gotta get to rock bottom. When I realize that I'm at rock bottom, I'm gonna be able to overcome and come back to the top, perhaps. Or maybe there's some special thing at rock bottom. We'll talk about that in a second, actually, because it comes up again in the bridge. Verse 2, "Walking around with my little rain cloud hanging over my head." And so it's almost as though she feels isolated from other people. She feels like she's sad and life's not going so well for her, but she looks around at other people and they're doing just fine. And "Ain't it coming down, where do I go?" So that "ain't it coming down" is referring to the rain. Where do I go? What do I do? You know, when you have this rain cloud following you, it feels like what else can you even think about? What else is there to do? Where else can you go until you get rid of it? You don't feel normal, and it's not a good situation. "Give me some sort of sign, hit me with lightning, maybe I'll come alive." I don't know who she's asking for a sign. A lot of times I think people think that I give too religious of an interpretation to 21 Pilot songs, and I'm not doing that here with Paramore because there's just no religious imagery here. So I don't think she's asking God to hit her with lightning. I think she's just calling out to the world or the universe or something like that, or she's just asking for a chance random bad thing to happen to her. Well, not necessarily even bad, just kind of something that wakes her up and says, "Hey, focus up, like this is a sign, this is the focus that you needed." I mean, it could even be the bad thing, because she says in the next line, "Maybe I'll come alive," and so she's waiting, like maybe some actually really bad thing, something that's just more immediately bad or more challenging maybe than all of this kind of humdrum difficulty that she has to deal with. Maybe that is what she wants, so that she reminds herself that she has purpose. In the bridge, she says, "Tell my friends I'm coming down, we'll kick it when I hit the ground." And this could be the rock bottom she talks about, because maybe she realizes that a lot of her friends are down low too, or at rock bottom. And so she's saying, I'm coming down from whatever level of height I'm at, and then we're going to kick it. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to figure things out while we're there. And this speaks to the importance of community when you're going through quote-unquote hard times. People who have similar experiences, because I guarantee you, other people have had similar experiences to the experiences you and I have had. And so when you get that community, you feel like I'm not the only one with that rain cloud. And if you see somebody else with another rain cloud above their head and you guys kind of like make this eye contact in this unique, interesting, fictional world we're creating right now, then you kind of have that brotherhood or that friendship, and it just makes things half as bad. Like, it just gets rid of half of the badness of everything, and it's really cool. So I like the fact that Paramore writes a song about hard times. Maybe other people will listen to it and say, oh, she's had hard times too, if they look deeper into the lyrics. I think the music is exciting and fun enough and Paramore-ish enough that it doesn't sound super vulnerable, and it doesn't sound very confessional like we hear from bands like 21 Pilots or maybe some of Fun or of Monsters and Men. So I think you have to look deeper into the lyrics and kind of understand what she's saying and read some of these interviews if you want to figure out what exactly is going on and get those benefits out of the song. That being said, I did want to mention the musical style before we head out. A lot of people have been talking about the musical style of Hard Times and how it's different than all of the other Paramore songs, and honestly, I listened to it, and I don't think they've put out any other songs so far. Yeah, no, this is the only song they put out from their new quote-unquote sound, and I don't really hear how it's all that different. Now, obviously, they were a little bit more hardcore, and maybe there's a lot of less popular songs that were more grunge and more hard rock. The band themselves do mention that they are kind of done with headbanging, so there is a transition of some sort, but compared to like their 10 most popular songs on Spotify, I felt like Hard Times really wasn't that much of a departure, in that each of the 10 songs sounded different from each other, and this one sounded different from those 10, but it still was, you know, similar enough that I thought, like, this is still the same band. They just have that weird, funky intro that's almost kind of like Spanish rumba something meets classic rock almost sound. And other than that, I didn't really feel like the song was all of that much of a departure for Paramore. In any case, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out that Patreon. Ever since Apocalypse happened, I have come to realize the true value of my patrons, and I love you guys. Thanks for helping. Everybody else, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys too. Have a wonderful rest of your day, people, and talk to you later.